Katie, and today is going to be a busy day. I've got my tea and I'm ready for a chat. I don't even know where to start with what my day looks like today. But anyway, I thought I'd bring you along with me so you can see what goes on in a kind of semi-normal-ish day in my life as someone who works in VC and runs various different businesses, and I can take you kind of behind the scenes of what goes on. So, what am I doing today? Well, to start off with, I'm a parent. I have a 3-year-old. So I'm going to begin with the nursery run. Try and get back here by 9 o'clock. I work from home most days. I've got a few things out and about later on this afternoon. I've got the launch of a Techscalers event, which I'll come on to shortly. But I'm going to finish getting ready, get my son up, get him to nursery, get back here for our team stand-up meeting at 9:15, and then I am going to try not to have too many coffees before that point in time. And I have got a bunch of client calls. We've got lots of financial modeling to do today, so lots of looking at spreadsheets and analysing how much money people are raising, and is that the right amount of money to raise? What kind of valuation could they command in the market at this point in time? So I've got a couple of calls on that. And then I am going to try and set up some things for filming on YouTube. By the time you watch this, hopefully I'll have posted a couple of videos on YouTube, so you'll have seen the kind of finished bit of what I'm setting up now. Really with YouTube, I wanted to kind of share this whole behind the scenes of what goes on as someone who runs a business, who works in VC, who works as an active investor and also has a client advisory business, just to kind of demystify what goes on in this industry. I thought it would be quite interesting. So hopefully I'm going to be sharing that kind of content with you, and that's why I am filming my day today. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drink my tea, because as I said, I try not to have too many coffees in the morning, otherwise I just talk at a million miles an hour for the rest of the day. Have my turmeric tea, get the school run done, get back here, have some breakfast, have my morning meetings, and then this afternoon I'm going to film some content for YouTube, and later on today I am going to the launch of the Techscalers event here in Glasgow. It's being hosted at Barclays. I think there's going to be a couple of people from the government there. Hopefully some of my other business friends will be around. It'll be nice to see some people. Techscalers, to be honest, I don't know too much about it because I've not been to the launch yet, but it was an initiative that came out of the Mark Logan report in 2020, some of his recommendations of how Scotland could develop a world-class tech ecosystem. So the Techscalers hub, I guess, is supposed to replicate a kind of best-in-class accelerator in Scotland. So as an investor and as someone who works with startups at the earliest stages, I'm keen to see what kind of work they're going to be doing. So that should be really interesting and exciting to see. Lots of things going on. And then for the rest of this week, I am planning for my trip to Manchester, which I will also take you on next week. I'm going to Manchester and Leeds for the launch of Sure Valley Ventures. So if you want to see that video, then I'll do a little plug for my YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, because I'll be going to Manchester and Leeds next week, so that'll be interesting for the launch of a VC fund. But anyway, now I'm rambling on, and I better get on with my to-do list before I crack on with the rest of my day. Alright, school drop-off is done, and now it's time for my first coffee of the day before I log onto my computer and get started with my morning meetings. Before lockdown, we used to have an office, but now my team and I are all over the country. It makes sense to work remotely, which works for me as it makes it easier to juggle working and childcare without also adding in a commute. We always kick our day off at RP with a team meeting at 9:15, which is where we discuss anything we need to ahead of our day's beginning. We also usually chat about what we've been watching, what we're all cooking, and if it's a Friday, any weekend plans. This helps us to all stay connected as we don't see each other in person as much anymore. I try to keep as many calls as I can blocked in before lunch, so if I have any focused work to do, whether that's reviewing investment proposals, looking at the raising partner strategy, or meetings with other investors, then I can do that in the afternoon, which is when I tend to work best. So it is now 11:47. I have just finished my 4th call of the day. We were chatting to a client that we're working with at Raising Partners at the moment. We were going through their financial model and just finessing exactly how that would be summarized for investors so that it's super clear like what they're doing. And you can easily read a massive Excel sheet when you first open it and it's not confusing. So we were just talking about what we want to put in a bit of a summary tab for that. We talked a bit about the final valuation strategy for the round. You know, what are we going to present to investors? What are we going to go to market with? Exactly how much money we're raising, what the strategy is there. We had a little review of their deck, which is looking great. It should be ready on Friday. And then next week we will talk about the strategy for investor outreach, who we're going to speak to, members of our angel syndicate that we think might be interested, and then we'll get them into the market and we'll raise them some money. So now I'm going to have a bit of a break from my desk, kind of go outside, get some air, potentially walk the dog who's sleeping, and have a bit of a reset before I get back to work after I've had some lunch and film some more content for RPTV and Helen Invests. So I'm going to get on with that now. See a little bit of behind the scenes here of my little set when I'm doing some filming. I better get a wiggle on soon. I've actually not recorded any new content, which is absolutely embarrassing, but I feel like I'm fully set up now. So when I come back from Manchester on Friday, which I'm gonna try and film some video content with a kid in the house, going to need to negotiate some time to do some filming. Maybe I can do that Friday. Anyway, it's all set up now, which is great. I just need to find an SD card reader, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I feel like I've cracked the tech bit. Everything's set up. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so this shows you what our setup looks like. My camera, my mic, my big light thing, stand, another little side light, another ring light, lights everywhere. In the back, yes, you are correct. That is a wine stand. There's a wine rack, some light bulbs there, coming in and out of focus. And behind that is literally a corner of death where I basically chuck all of, like, there's another ring light you can see there in the background. Behind that is basically boxes of wrapping paper and decorations from different events across time. So that's great, all of my junk. Okay, so there's my dog. He's been lying on the back of the sofa. What time is it now? It's 4:30. I've done like basically nothing I wanted to do. The audio on this is probably gonna be terrible because I've not got a mic plugged into it, but you know, please forgive me. In fact, let's plug in a mic and see if this works a bit better. I'm gonna film this because it may or may not be interesting. So, got a charger, I can charge my camera now. Now I'm looking for like a little jack thing so I can change the audio. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, this is a microphone. Great. Oh, perfect, because Apple are an absolute frigging nightmare. It's just a clippy mic. And I need the little cable thing. Now we're looking for an SD card reader. Let's see what I've got in here. Ominous looking. You know when you see a brown envelope and it comes from HMRC and you suddenly have the fear because you're like, oh my God, have I forgotten about a gigantic bill I didn't know about? Hopefully not. Also an NHS letter that says this is not circular. That feels ominous. Oh my God, this is like a drawer of doom. Why do I have all these cables? Don't know what that does. Honestly, I could go to literally any country in the world. I've got an adapter. Missing an international adapter? Talk to me. I've got about 1,000. I have got literally so much gear and absolutely no idea. I can actually, aha! Yes, this is what I'm looking for. Look at, well done past me who organised this drawer into something magical. Here's my passport. Gotta use this because I'm going to the government event shortly and I need some photo ID to make sure that I am who I say I am and they let me in. Okay, time to do what I absolutely hate and put this back in a drawer. And I will deal with that at a different time.
It's now 5 p.m. and I'm on my way to the launch of the Techscaler Scotland event, which is being held at the Barclays campus, and I'm interested to see how the tech hubs are aiming to support early stage businesses. Our goal at Raising Partners is to advance the entrepreneurial ecosystem through access to capital, and as an investor I'm always on the lookout for new and exciting startups. The event kicked off with a speech from the First Minister for Scotland, Nicola Sturgeon, followed by MSP Kate Forbes, and finally Scotland's newly appointed Chief Entrepreneur Officer Mark Logan. I also managed to catch up with a couple of old friends at the event, and I'm still absolutely loving being able to see people in real life again. I hope you enjoyed this day for me. If you like this video, you can subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.